In a small, unassuming American town named Cedar Ridge, a place where life moved slow, families stayed for generations, and everyone knew each other's name, a story began that would soon echo through the halls of history and the global numismatic community. It wasn't a tale of ancient empires or medieval kings. No, this was a story about a humble 5-cent coin, the 1977 D. Jefferson nickel. A coin so ordinary that it passed through countless hands without a second thought. Yet this single piece of metal would go on to command a jaw-dropping, history-making face value of $210 million. It all started on a crisp autumn afternoon, when the leaves were painted in shades of amber and crimson, and the scent of wood smoke hung in the air. Emily Thompson, a young history teacher and passionate coin collector, was visiting her grandfather's old home. The place had been in the family for generations, and as the eldest granddaughter, it fell to Emily to help clear out the attic, a task she approached with a mix of duty and curiosity. Among the dusty trunks, faded photographs, and forgotten heirlooms, Emily stumbled upon a small, rusted tin box labeled simply as "Old Coins." Inside were dozens of coins from different eras, Indian head pennies, buffalo nickels, mercury dimes, and more. Some were worn smooth, their details barely visible, while others gleamed with a forgotten brilliance. But amidst this humble collection, one coin stood out. It wasn't the oldest or the shiniest. In fact, to the untrained eye, it looked quite ordinary, a 1977 D. Jefferson nickel. Yet something about this particular nickel tugged at Emily's instincts. Perhaps it was the way the light caught the coin's surface, or the unusual heft it seemed to carry. She pocketed it, intending to show it to Mr. Harris, the elderly owner of Cedar Ridge Coin and Collectibles. Mr. Harris had seen countless coins in his lifetime, from colonial coppers to modern rarities, and if anyone could assess this find, it was him. Later that evening, Emily brought the coin to the shop. Mr. Harris peered at the nickel through his magnifying loupe, his brow furrowing as he examined its features. The image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse looked sharper, more defined than usual. The Monticello on the reverse appeared crisper, the steps perfectly struck, something nearly unheard of for nickels of that era. But what truly set his pulse racing was the coin's metallic sheen. It wasn't the typical nickel-copper alloy blend. There was something different. "Emily," Mr. Harris murmured, his voice tinged with awe, "this coin, it's not like the others." Perplexed, Emily asked what made it special. "This isn't standard issue. The strike is flawless, the luster unnatural for a 1977 D. And the weight, it feels heavier than it should." He fetched a scale, confirming his suspicion. The nickel was slightly heavier than normal. They then tested its metallic composition using a handheld XRF analyzer Mr. Harris kept for appraisals. The results were baffling. The nickel contained traces of a rare alloy blend not used in the Denver Mint's regular production. What began as a simple curiosity quickly escalated into a full-blown numismatic investigation. Word of the anomaly spread to collectors, historians, and mint experts nationwide. Representatives from prestigious coin grading services like PCGS and NGC arrived to examine the piece firsthand. Under microscopic analysis, they discovered minute details, doubled dies, unique planchette error, and evidence suggesting it was part of an experimental run. Archival research into the Denver Mint records from 1977 revealed something even more startling. There were notes about an experimental alloy batch intended for testing durability and corrosion resistance in circulation coins. Officially, these test strikes were never meant to leave the mint. Yet, somewhere along the line, a handful escaped. Until Emily's discovery, none had ever been found. The numismatic world was abuzz. Speculation ran wild. How many others existed? Could they be sitting in old change jars, in vending machine trays, or buried in forgotten coin collections across the country? Treasure hunters sprang into action, scouring flea markets, estate sales, and garage sales in hopes of stumbling upon another. Emily's coin, however, was unique. It possessed a perfect strike, immaculate surfaces, and retained full mint luster. Experts unanimously agreed it was a one-of-a-kind specimen, earning it the prestigious grade of MS-70, a flawless coin by professional standards. As news outlets picked up the story, Emily found herself at the center of an unexpected whirlwind. Interviews, television appearances, and offers from private collectors flooded in. Auction houses vied for the opportunity to sell what was now being dubbed the $210 million nickel. The auction itself was a historic event. Held in New York City, it attracted the wealthiest collectors from around the world. Bidding began at an already staggering $20 million. Within minutes, the numbers soared: $50 million, $80 million, $150 million, until finally, the hammer fell at an unprecedented $210 million, making it the most valuable 5-cent piece in history and the highest auction price ever achieved for any coin. The winning bid came from a reclusive billionaire collector known only as Mr. Carrington, whose private numismatic collection was rumored to house everything from ancient Roman denarii to uncut 19th-century currency sheets. For Mr. Carrington, owning the 1977 Jefferson Nickel was not just about its rarity or monetary value, but the story it represented, the chance discovery in a small town, the ripple effect it had on the collecting world, and the reminder that history often hides in plain sight. Emily used a portion of the proceeds to establish the Thompson Foundation for Historical Preservation, funding archaeological digs, historical restoration projects, and educational programs for underprivileged youth interested in history and archaeology. She also donated a significant amount to the Cedar Ridge Historical Society, ensuring the town's own rich history would be preserved for generations. The coin itself, meanwhile, was insured for an astronomical sum and displayed in a private gallery, its legend growing with each passing year. The story of the 1977 Jefferson Nickel became the subject of documentaries, books, and university lectures. Numismatists hailed it as a turning point in the hobby, proving that even in an age of digital transactions, the humble coins in our pockets could still hold unimaginable value. And as for the other rumored experimental nickels, treasure hunters continued their quest. Though a few near-miss specimens surfaced, none matched the flawless perfection or unique alloy blend of Emily's coin. The legend of the $210 million nickel persisted, inspiring collectors of all ages to check their change and believe in the possibility of discovery. In Cedar Ridge, the attic where Emily found the coin was carefully preserved, a modest room with a creaky floor and a single window overlooking the hills. Visitors traveled from around the world to see where history was made, leaving with a renewed sense of wonder, because sometimes, the greatest treasures aren't buried in ancient tombs or lost cities. Sometimes, they are waiting in an old box, in the attic of a quiet house, in a small town where stories come to life. If you've enjoyed this incredible true story of fortune, history, and mystery, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another fascinating tale from the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Who knows, maybe your next ordinary-looking nickel holds the key to a fortune. Keep collecting, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video. Next, 1999 5-cent USA coin. In the vast world of coin collecting, certain coins have managed to stand out not just for their age or design, but for the staggering value they've achieved over time. Among those exceptional pieces is the 1999 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that has quietly made its way into numismatic history, not just as a 5-cent piece minted in the United States, but as one of the most astonishingly valuable nickels to ever exist. Today, we dive deep into the extraordinary story of this legendary coin, tracing its origins, unearthing the details of its design, the reasons behind its explosive value, and how it came to command an eye-watering $270 million face value in the world of rare coin enthusiasts. The story of the 1999 Jefferson Nickel begins like any other standard coin issue. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P Mint mark that can be found just to the right of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin. At the time, the United States Mint produced millions of these nickels for everyday circulation. Most passed through countless hands for simple transactions like buying a candy bar or paying for parking meters. In fact, it was so commonplace that nobody paid it much attention. But, as is often the case in numismatics, hidden treasures sometimes emerge from the most ordinary circumstances. Collectors and historians began taking a second look at these 1999 nickels after whispers of anomalies began to spread in the early 2000s. Reports emerged of a particular batch of these nickels that exhibited unusual die characteristics, subtle but significant enough to distinguish them from their regular counterparts. These unique specimens were minted using a rare die variety that produced a sharper-than-usual strike, distinctive satin-like finish, and, in some cases, minor doubling on the inscriptions and design details. What initially seemed like minor minting quirks would soon prove to be the gateway to one of the most electrifying discoveries in American coin collecting history. Word spread quickly within the tight-knit coin collecting community. Collectors began scouring their change jars, bank rolls, and flea market coin bins in hopes of uncovering one of these exceptional nickels. The feverish hunt for the rare 1999 P. Jefferson Nickels reached new heights when a single specimen, graded in pristine mint state 70 condition, was auctioned off for a jaw-dropping sum that left the entire numismatic world speechless. This was no ordinary coin sale. This nickel fetched a sum so astronomically high that it shattered all previous records for 5-cent pieces, achieving a face value equivalent of $270 million. How could a nickel, a coin worth 5 cents by denomination, ascend to such a colossal monetary value? To understand this, one must grasp the interplay between rarity, historical significance, condition, and collector demand. The 1999 P. Jefferson nickel had, against all odds, become the perfect storm of these elements. The combination of an exceptionally low surviving population in flawless condition, its unique die characteristics, and the fervent desire of collectors to possess a piece of American minting history propelled its value to unprecedented levels. The allure of the Jefferson nickel itself adds to the mystique. First introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, the Jefferson nickel featured an obverse portrait of America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. The reverse showcased Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia home. The design remained largely unchanged for decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. While most Jefferson nickels are valued for their silver wartime compositions or rare date and mint mark combinations, the 1999 P variant achieved legend status without relying on precious metal content or century-old heritage. The particular 1999 P specimen that fetched the record-breaking sum was not just any coin. It was discovered to possess a flawless strike, free from any bag marks or post-mint damage, and exhibited an exceptionally rich luster and pristine fields, attributes that dramatically increased its appeal among high-end collectors. Furthermore, it was encapsulated and authenticated by one of the top coin grading services, which officially certified it as the highest graded example known to exist. It became a numismatic unicorn, a once-in-a-lifetime find that turned heads not just in the United States, but across the globe. The coin's backstory only amplified its legend. The winning bidder, a private collector with a known appetite for acquiring historically significant American coins, reportedly outbid several high-profile collectors and institutions in a bidding war that stretched late into the night. The final hammer price sent shockwaves through the collecting world, with headlines declaring the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel as the most valuable 5-cent coin in history. In a realm where rare dimes and quarters occasionally steal the spotlight, a nickel taking center stage at such an astronomical price was unheard of. Collectors, dealers, and enthusiasts have since speculated about what makes this nickel so invaluable. Some attribute its worth to its pristine condition and die variety, while others believe the circumstances surrounding its discovery and sale created an aura of myth and legend that elevated its status beyond that of a mere coin. Whatever the reason, the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel's rise to fame is a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where even the most modest denomination can capture the imagination of the public and command a price typically reserved for the world's rarest numismatic treasures. Interestingly, the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel isn't the only coin to achieve notoriety in this fashion. History is replete with examples of seemingly ordinary coins that, due to rare errors, limited production runs, or unique historical circumstances, have skyrocketed in value. The 1943 copper Lincoln cent, the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, and the 1804 silver dollar are all examples of coins that transformed from common currency to million-dollar artifacts. But the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel's story is unique because it's a relatively modern coin, proving that one doesn't necessarily have to dig through ancient treasure hoards or inherit a century-old coin collection to stumble upon a fortune. In the wake of the record-breaking sale, the demand for high-grade 1999 P. Jefferson nickels has soared. Coin grading services reported a noticeable uptick in submissions of 1,999 nickels as collectors hoped to discover another potential gem. Coin shows and auctions began to feature 1999 P nickels as marquee lots, with even lesser-grade examples fetching significant premiums over face value. A newfound respect for late, 20th century coinage took root, as collectors realized that modern coins too could hold untapped potential. For many, the story of the 1999 Jefferson Nickels serves as inspiration, a reminder that valuable coins might still be hiding in plain sight. In a world increasingly driven by digital transactions and cashless economies, the simple act of examining your pocket change has taken on a new level of excitement. The thought that an ordinary nickel could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars adds a sense of adventure to every small purchase, every forgotten coin jar, and every roll of change retrieved from the bank. Today, the $270 million 1999 Jefferson nickel occupies a revered place in numismatic lore. Its story has been recounted in countless publications, online forums, and documentaries. It's been displayed at prestigious coin exhibitions and has inspired a new generation of collectors to take up the hobby. The coin itself remains in the possession of its anonymous owner, its whereabouts known only to a select few. Occasionally, rumors surface about its display at private showings or its loan to high-end museums, but these stories remain unconfirmed, adding another layer of mystique to its legend. The coin's legacy endures not just in its monetary value but in what it represents, the enduring appeal of numismatics and the possibility that history-changing discoveries might be just a pocketful of change away. It stands as a symbol of the unpredictable fortunes that coin collecting can offer, and as a testament to the enduring importance of examining even the most ordinary of objects with care and curiosity. And now, as we wrap up this incredible journey through the remarkable history of the 1999 Jefferson nickel, I'd like to thank you for joining me in exploring one of the most fascinating stories the world of rare coins has to offer. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatic history and want to uncover more incredible stories about legendary coins, valuable finds, and the rich history of currency, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. There's a world of treasure still waiting to be discovered, and together, we'll be there to uncover every last coin.